have a previous president, President Obama, who spied on, wiretapped a campaign for president, President Trump's campaign, 6 months before the election, and started unmasking people then, and did it 3 months after the election. This is a major story of unmasking, of violation that the press will not cover. They just will not cover it. And we're waiting for indictments to come down from the Justice Department against Comey, against Clinton. We're waiting for them to bring Samantha Powers, who allegedly unmasked 210 people, and Susan Rice. We're waiting for the senators. And Newt Gingrich said the other day, why isn't the Senate or the Congress doing a select committee, at least on this, to investigate this? So President Trump is getting close. He is making a lot of people nervous in the deep state, like Sam is saying. But what happened in Las Vegas, we are not getting the full story. And we are going to continue to post and bring you the full story. This girlfriend, apparently, she was married to 2 men at the same time. We don't know if she converted to Islam. There's another report that he converted to Islam and was given an Islamic name, and they gave him an Islamic name. So there's a lot of stuff out there concerning this heinous event that's going to come out. Now, the press needs to cover more the first responders and the heroes of this, the people who ran toward the shooting.
Let me interject.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to interrogate the staff of the Mandalay Bay, because that is key. Because in that video, that cab driver, she drove through Mandalay Bay while shots were fired, and people outside the hotel that was like acting normal, like if nothing's going on. And she was telling them, hey, what are you people doing? Run, go away. Can't you hear the shots fired above you? What's going on here? Yeah. Quiet. It was so quiet in Mandalay Bay. I mean, what did that tell you, man? There's something's going on in that hotel.
Well, it's a fascinating story, and when you see that video, go to Trump Talk equals Straight Talk on Facebook. Check it out, Artemis News Channel on Facebook. You could see that video, the cab driver, and it runs for about 20 minutes, and it's just, there's a lot of, if you see that video, then you really come around to a few questions in your mind about what's going on. And Sam is absolutely correct. You know, in the Army, it's not the generals and everybody that knows what's going on. It's the private on the battlefield who knows what's going on. And in a big place like Mandalay Bay, it's not the office manager who stays in his office. It's the service workers, the food workers, the maids. They know what's going on. They know everybody's business. So Sam is right on saying, hey, look, why haven't we interrogated the wait staff and the people of the Mandalay Bay? But Sam, how come we haven't got any of these guys on TMZ or any of these other news shows that go out usually and scour the neighborhood and wait in front of people's houses and so on and so forth? The most revealing video so far I've seen is that woman who was basically, she had just ran away from the shooting, and she gets caught by somebody who has a camera, and they start video her with her phone, and she says, a Hispanic woman came up to me about 20 minutes before the incident started and said, oh, you're all going to die. Now, other people said,
you need to go away. I mean, run away. Go away, because you're all going to die.
Other people had said that they heard the same Hispanic lady, or they heard a couple of Hispanic ladies, or whatever it was, and it was 40 minutes before. And what Sam talks about, Big and Rich, they sang God Bless America about 45 minutes before the incident. They were on first before the final guy there, and before Dean came on. And it was just, it was a moment of 22,000 Americans, whether you were Democrat or Republican, black, white, Latino, whatever you were, Asian in this country, you were an American singing God Bless America. And this attacker knew that those type of people were going to be there. He checked into the hotel days before. He amassed so much weaponry that you could need a platoon of guys to get it in there. He had to have 10 or 12 suitcases to get it in there. He had to have special bags. They had to roll it in. I mean, we have not seen, and this is what Sam said earlier, we have not seen any of the security footage when the Tsarnaev brothers blew up the pressure cookers in Boston. Within 2 hours, the FBI and whoever else had pictures of them, had video of them from businesses outside. We have video all over this hotel. We could see what car he drove in. We could see who got out and when they got out. Now that Sam pulled out this receipt, and we've got this receipt, you can check it out, Trump Talk equals Straight Talk, the receipt's on Facebook, you can see it. We have evidence that more than one people were frequenting this room. And if you're in there for I don't know how many days, what now, 5 days, 6 days before the incident, Sam, and you're well known by the Mandalay Bay staff, they knew this guy, and then we have Hispanic ladies going among the crowd 45 minutes before the incident saying, "Get out of here, you're all going to die, get out of here, you're all going to die." I mean, we and these are credible reports from eyewitnesses, not something that me and Sam are making.
Let me tell you this. Okay, I think there was, during the days before the incident, I think there was some weapons exchange with suspicious individuals that they were in the hotel, giving them high-powered weaponry in the hotel itself. That could be it. I mean, I think there was. This is a quote from one of the Twitter followers. I think it was Lawrence Loomer, but I'm not sure. And this is just an opinion. Let me read this to you.
Yeah.
Okay, Maddox met this female who is supposedly a Muslim or radical liberal. He was asked to supply arms to her friends. He was already a liberal who hated conservatives, so he agreed. She told Paddock to straw purchase weapons and ammo. Paddock was given $200,000 to buy the supplies, and he was to keep $100,000 for his services. Paddock bought the supplies and wired $100,000 to his girlfriend. $100,000 to his girlfriend? Was she in the Philippines at the time? Figure that one out. She gave him the deal was to occur and instructed him what rooms to get, which is why he registered in his own name. Paddock was to meet with the buyers in the hotel to complete the arms transaction. He was unaware of the real plan. Excuse me. Once he met the buyers, they killed him, then carried out their mission and left the scene. Paddock was left in an apparent suicide to take the blame.
Well, that's real interesting, and it kind of dovetails with what Sam reported earlier about the brother kind of slipping up and saying he was an arms dealer. And, by people telling him what room to rent, this is really strategic planning. It's really interesting that stuff is out there. And the more they keep the information from the public, the more these kind of theories develop, the more these things are coming out. And when you couple it with the hard evidence of the receipt that Sam broke earlier in the program, and you couple it with that video that's on Trump Talk equals Straight Talk of the sounds of gunfire, one close, one far away, and then take it further and see that this guy is an anti-Trump guy and an arms dealer, and then also that he was given a Muslim name, and then if you put this together with Sam, that he was arms dealing with some unsavory folks. And when you listen to that cab driver video and you hear, I tell you, I was in the Army, and I was a part of a lot of live fire exercises, and it just really sounds at one point that there are two weapons shooting at once. Now, if you want to say that the 64-year-old guy, was shooting two weapons at once, having one on each hip,
Come on, he's not Rambo. He's not Rambo who carries two high-powered weapons, one on each arm, and starts shooting. Come on, yeah. That doesn't make sense whatsoever.
That's what it sounds like in that cab driver video. It sounds like one gun, one weapon is really loud and close, and the other weapon is far. And then there's one point in it where it sounds like there's two weapons firing simultaneously. And we have a lot here where just the distance between the two windows to go and sprint in one window and then to go and hit.
So, I mean, the receipts on the smoking gun. This was premeditated, collaborated, orchestrated attack. It was a multiple shooter attack. There was one shooter at the end, on one end, and head, shooting simultaneously. I mean, we as veterans, we know this. We know this. But of course, the late brain, tone-deaf liberals and the Democrat Party, can't stand the truth. They're only pushing this gun control agenda to fulfill their globalist agenda. This is what it is. They're trying to divide this nation by any means necessary.
Well, the gun control argument is really a divisive argument because it has nothing to do with this situation at all, and really has nothing to do with anything. Kind of the inane comments that Hillary Clinton talked about, if they had a silencer, how many people could they kill? I mean, that's really an inane comment. What Sam is talking about is if you're in the military and you've had any kind of paramilitary or military training, you know that a tripod is going to steady the weapon. You know that you need a firing position. What do you do with the firing position? This guy apparently was firing behind curtains, like he was firing the way Special Forces guys fire. They fire behind curtains. They fire from deep inside the apartment. They don't fire go to the window and shoot. They fire from deep inside the apartment because it hides the muzzle blast and so on and so forth. So this seems like a military setup. It seems like a tactical setup. And when you marry that with the receipts of two people in there drinking Cokes and having food, and then you have two weapons going at once, and you have this Philippine ties, and the brother saying, hey, he's an arms dealer. Oh, I mean, he's an arms aficionado or whatever it is. You have here that this is not an accountant that is making firing positions. I mean, somebody told them to do it. Somebody helped them out with it. Not a regular hammer, Sam, can break those windows in Mandalay Bay.
Look at the similarity of this incident with the San Bernardino incident.
Yes.
Look at the couple who was bringing high-powered weaponry inside their garage, and the neighbors, they suspected of this suspicious activity, and they report to the authorities because they don't want to be racially profiled. And yet, look what happened. 14 died, 21 injured in a rehabilitation center in San Bernardino.
Yeah, and that's what it was. It was the political correctness that President Trump is saving us from. That's why we voted him in. We didn't want this political correctness. President Obama wiped all radical Islamic references from the FBI manuals, from the CIA manuals, from all the intelligence manuals. He wiped all those references. And because people were afraid to say anything, they had bombs all over the floor in San Bernardino. And that's why, Sam makes a good case here when he says the wait staff went through the crowd. They just couldn't take it. And they said, hey, you're going to die tonight. Get out of here. Run. Get out of here. Because they knew somebody had carried 10 bags of ammunition up to the 32nd floor. They knew something was going on, and they just couldn't help themselves. They had to go out in the crowd, and they had to notify people. And that's what happened. And that's what happened in San Bernardino, except they didn't notify anybody. They were too politically correct. And maybe, Sam, they had indications on the Mandalay Bay surveillance footage all the time. They could have prevented this if they knew that somebody's going in and out of the apartment.
But that tells you that the Mandalay Bay staffers they were part of it. They were part of this premeditated attack.
Well, the guy's supposed to be a high roller and so on and so forth, and they comp this, that, but somebody told them to position that room to get that suite. Somebody told them all these weapons.
Exactly, and to take down all security cameras from that particular area, and he was going to install his own cameras, internal and external, so when if police comes in, he was able to kill them. That's what that was his MO.
Well, I mean, can you believe he's planning he's putting in cameras, one in the peephole and one on the outside so that he can see. He's modifying this basic apartment and no security cam, no security guards. Nobody is saying anything. Where is the footage from Mandalay Bay? I think that's going to reveal a lot. It will reveal a lot about what was going on. You can see him out here. You can see him walking in with this bag. You can see the wait staff helping him. You can interview the people who carried his bags or helped carry his bags. You can interview the people who did room service, just like Sam was saying with this ticket earlier. So we got a lot to figure out here. But let
me tell you the unanswered questions that we demand answers. Why so many guns? Recent excessive gambling, money transfer, expended brass on top of blood pool, multiple rooms used as firing positions, registry room in old name, and females telling people they're going to die prior to the attack? These are answers that we as Americans, we demand answers.
Well, again, we're going to continue to